sports has really given us a profile as a country. In fact, if you talk to people who do not know Kenya, those who come close, they say, oh, those people who run. At least they know there is something that happens in this country. So we are very proud of our sportsmen and women and of our sporting profile. The only problem is that we have set the standard so high. It's a great expectation. It really pushes our athletes, puts a lot of pressure on them, but they've always come through. And Kenya has always stood out in our continent as a sporting nation. So we appreciate your coming. It encourages us, it encourages our sportsmen and women that they are recognized, and to see how we can work together, both as government and as an institution responsible for global sports, to see how we can work together. Whatever can be mobilized, every resource, every intervention is absolutely necessary to make sure that we keep sports clean and make sure that all our athletes, all our sportsmen and women are in a space that their sporting is not adulterated by doping. And I know we've had a bit of a challenge with our sporting agency because we have moved departments too many times. And in the process, there wasn't quite clarity on what happens. But I just want to give you my assurance that that's an agency that we are very, very keen on making sure that it works seamlessly with sports, because it underwrites the credibility and the proper status of our sportsmen and women. So I have already informed the ministry what they need to do to make sure that the anti-doping agency is properly funded, properly resourced, given the right quality of human capital to make sure that they do the job that is necessary to keep our sports going. Shirika Plan is our plan. We developed it and we did it intentionally. And we did it because we have been host to refugees for many years. And many of them have grown up in our country. They've been born here. They don't know any other home. Kenya is their home. And therefore, it became absolutely necessary for us to say, look, I mean, these people have been here with us. It's time we recognized that they are going nowhere, and therefore, it is as well that we treat them as citizens. You know, whether it is school, whether it's the ability for them to do business, whether the ability for them to work, whether it is because instead of them being a burden to us, we should find a way of making them a resource, and using their talent, their knowledge, their education for the benefit of the country. Because in any case, they are part of us. I made a decision that we must stop doing anything else with the sports fund except sports, so that we can pay much more attention and provide better infrastructure, better support to our sportsmen and women. And just on this table last week, we were having a conversation with him and his team on sports infrastructure, what we need to do. In fact, we were going through a design of what we call sports academies. And we have the first 30. I think we are going to procure the first 30. And then progressively, we want to make sure that as close as possible, we have some sports infrastructure that helps, identify talent, at the grassroots. I'm very happy that you'll be visiting Kipchoge. He's larger than life, And even if he does nothing, he's just a great inspiration to many young people. You find many young people say, I want to be like Kipchoge, So because he really was outstanding. He looks like a legend, When people hear Kipchoge, they think he was there 200 years ago, because his name has been around, around sport for a very long time.
I would like to thank you for two things, mainly, Mr. President. That's, first of all, the great support you're giving to sport in your country, because without your support, this great success of Paris would not have been possible. And even the wider success of Paris would not have been possible without the support of Kenya and many of your African friends and partners on the continent, because Kenya took always in the in the very difficult geopolitical situation, a very balanced and neutral role. And this is exactly our position in the International Olympic Committee, because only this position allowed us to have the athletes from all the territories of all 206 national Olympic committees competing in Paris and competing peacefully with each other and living peacefully under one roof together, even if their countries are at war.
In Paris, the refugee Olympic team, which Thomas mentioned, was really a highlight of the Olympics. And now it's the third time that we have this team in the Olympics. And like he said, the concept was really born here in Kenya. And for this we are very, very grateful. It corresponds to the spirit, the Olympic spirit here. I just wanted to say, because President Bach mentioned Shirika, somehow I like to see you once a year to be reassured that you are always supporting Shirika Plan.
100%.
I know you, but I want to hear it from you every time. And I have to tell you, Ambassador Bitok has been fantastic as our main counterpart in carrying over this plan. We've done a lot of stuff already. The gazetting of the camps, transforming them into municipalities, the inclusion of refugees in the national education system is well underway, funded well by the World Bank through grants, so that is something also doesn't create debt issues to you. We are also working in having refugees enrolled in national insurance. That one we cover, UNHCR. We will have to find something more sustainable than us, but for the time being we can continue. And what is very important is that in the two main counties, Turkana and Garissa, now these activities are included in the in the county development plans. So they can get, the donors are supporting that as well.
I would like to thank you very much for what you are doing and Kenya is doing with regard to the refugees. In fact, you mentioned Kakuma is somehow the cradle of our IOC refugee Olympic team, which is competing on an equal basis with all the national Olympic committees in the Olympic Games. And many of these athletes are coming from Kakuma, have been trained there and are training there. There I would like again to thank you and to congratulate you also on the Shirika Plan. And there, with this Shirika Plan, I think sport can play an even more important role for inclusion of these refugees. What is your ultimate goal with this really revolutionary plan. And there I can offer our support, not only on the level of a refugee Olympic team, but we have created own foundation, an Olympic Refuge Foundation, where we are organizing programs in camps all over the world to support refugees, be it for inclusion, be it from prevention of violence and crime, be it for mental health and many others.
Part of the reason why the president is here is to visit Kakuma, the refugee camp in the Turkana, signifying the connection between sports and promotion and protection of the refugees. As you know, Olympics also includes as a category of refugees are given their own category in terms of the competition. And Kakuma is a very important center. We were here with the NBA people the other day. Part of the stronger team of South Sudan trained in Kakuma refugee camp. And so it's a very important partnership we have. Just for the purpose of UNHCR, in our program in the ministry also, our Nyota program, we look forward to reaching out to 10,000 refugees, 5,000 in Kakuma and 5,000 in Dadaab. Which is a 50-50 with the 5,000 for the local community also in both areas. Our commitment to support refugees, and as a host country for many years, one of the biggest host countries in the world, continues, and this meeting also signifies the relationship between sports and unity of people across the world without really considering the fact that they are refugees, giving them an opportunity to also thrive.
We are here for one thing, to appreciate what the Olympic movement have done. You see, even in terms of Olympics, this is where all the cultures, everyone, come to play at the apex of the sports. And for us as a Kenya, we have been part and parcel of this organization for many years, and we have done exceptionally excellent, especially within the continent, that we have been leading for many, many years. And we appreciate the support of our government and many other stakeholders that have been able to support us. So I want to say that, which I think Mr. Bach, the president of IOC, doesn't know, that we have in our government a president who loves sports wholeheartedly. He's a fan and he's very active in all the major mass sports that we always do. In running, is number one. And we have to appreciate your excellency because you are leading from the front, and we do appreciate so much.